Hi all, welcome to my channel again. So today we are going to discuss about IAM roles, introduction and creating IAM roles. So I have mentioned everything in this blog. If you want to check out this blog, you can check that from this link which I will be keeping in the description box. So the task is IAM roles and how to create 3 IAM roles: name, DevOps user, test user and admin. Okay. So now let's talk about IAM roles. So first is the IAM user, which is nothing but any user which we are going to create inside the IAM console. Whoever the user which we are creating that to provide specific privileges to a user of an IT team to access the AWS server. So IAM users can log into the AWS Management Console for interactive tasks as well as the ability to make programmatic requests using the API and CLI. So IAM users can be assigned permissions directly or be part of group with specific permissions. An IAM user has a name and password that they use to log into the AWS Management Console. Users can also create up to 2 access keys that they can use for programmatic access to AWS. That's how it works. And now coming to the IAM groups, an IAM group is a collection of users. So that share access control policies. For example, an EC2 instance is there for which 3 users need the access. For that, we can create a group. We can add all of these 3 users to that group and give a policy which is having the access to the EC2 instance. So the group members have permission to perform specified actions on objects within the group scope. For example, if you grant read-only access to all of your EC2 instance, then any group member will be able to view the information about those instances. He or she cannot edit that or do anything. They can just view that. Next is the IAM roles. IAM roles are identities you can create with specific permissions for short durations. You can assign IAM roles to entities you trust so that those entities can assume the role when needed. So IAM role are primarily meant for internal use. An IAM role has no associated credentials like password or access keys. A lack of credentials is one of the main difference between a user and a role. Since role is not having any type of the credentials whereas on the other hand user is having the associate credentials. A role can be temporarily assumed by a user service or application that has been granted permissions to assume the role. So that is about all of these IAM users, IAM groups, IAM roles. Now the aim. Aim is to create 3 roles named DevOps user, test user, and admin. So navigate to the IAM console page in the AWS and go to the roles. Here you can see roles option is there. When you want to create a role, you can just click on the create role. Select an option, then select the option in the page AWS service. Provide the specific permission as needed to the role. So here we can when click on next we can provide the policies which are needed for the roles that we are creating. So create a DevOps user now. So after that, after adding the permissions, we can create a DevOps user. Then we are adding the description here, allows EC2 instance to call AWS services on your behalf. So this will convert into the JSON format like this, which will show us that this user is having the access to this EC2 instance. Then create a test user. So same goes again for the test user. As you can see, same test user, then the same description we are giving, and this is the JSON format. Then admin user. So like that we can create now you can create a user and assign the roles to them. So that's how it works. So the aim is to create 3 roles that we have already created and attach the policies for that accordingly. So that will be the DevOps user and test user and the admin. So yeah, before ending this video, I wanted to let you know, guys, that if you practice more, then only you will get more knowledge, more hands-on will give you like how the things work than just by watching videos like this. When I am explaining you all of these steps, then you can practice that on your own. You can create a free EC2 instance and practice on that on your own. Then you will get a better understanding of how things works inside the AWS IAM, how we are creating the groups, how the policies work, and how we are creating user and how they work, how roles are associated with the users, how groups are associated with the users, how policies are associated with the groups. All of this you will get a better understanding only when you practice. So I suggest you to practice more to get a better understanding. And that's all for today. If you want, I have mentioned everything in this blog. If you want to check out this blog, you can check that from this link, which I will be keeping in the description box. I have mentioned everything, whatever I have been explaining in the sessions. So that's all for today, and thanks for watching until then.